Welcome to Takshashila Gurukul channel. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe immediately, press the bell button and write your comments and feedback. Share with your friends as much as possible. We provide online Kundalini Raja Yoga initiation and Kundalini activation in 6 months.
24. Instructions for the sacrifice of good karma. Indudhara Parashiva cleared Shanmukha's doubts and taught him the supreme path of sacrifice of good karma. Nandavaha Parashiva did not know which of the two paths of sacrifice and the path of sacrifice that Parashiva had mentioned so far was better. Shanmukha, having doubts, looked at Shiva's feet and asked, Deva, first you told me the path of sacrifice. My karanas melted in it. I became happy, then you told me the path of sacrifice of good karma. Now my mind is two-faced. I do not know which of the two paths is better. Please tell me. Indudhara smiled and said, Listen, Tarala, listening to both paths will lead to liberation without any doubt. The path of sacrifice or the path of sacrifice is the highest. But it is not easy to achieve it. The path of sacrifice of good karma is the middle one. This is the path of ariksha, although it is easy for those who want to be liberated from the worldly life, but it is a birthright for liberation. O Kartike, in order for you to be fit for the path of ariksha, I will tell you its key. Ariksha is thinking in his mind, let the world be destroyed, let yoga be now. Ariksha has no karma, Ayaksha wants karma. He performs Vedic karma with transcendental intelligence and bravely offers the fruits of that karma to God. In this way, Ayaksha, free from the fear of karma, becomes fearless and devoted to worship. The feeling that the worshipped deity remains as he is. 5. The moment he completely gives up the desire for samsara, the same moment he will attain the happiness of liberation from life. For the happiness of the cavalier, you must give up only the infatuation with women. If you leave the company of women, you will become the world, I swear by you. Therefore, take up the path of yoga called renunciation, in which there is true success, says Dengurasa. Pure karma is the good thought of the soul that is performed by a celibate without sati. That which is performed with sati is kamya karma. That which is performed with the mind of offering to Brahma is good karma. Since any auspicious karma causes sorrow, those who follow the path of renunciation say that there is no karma. They praise the name of the self, which is free from all qualities and is beyond good karma. The powerful Shrutis also preach the renunciation of good karma. 9. Renunciation of good karma. Although it is said in the Purvikanda that good karma is virtuous, and bad karma is sinful, both dharma and dharma are considered to be unrighteous. Good and bad deeds lead to birth. These increase the feeling of being one's self. The Shruti says, one's own feeling is pure liberation. All actions, good and bad, are the source of one's own feeling. Since the body is one's own, one becomes one's own due to the troubles of women and other things. The act of offering to Brahma is a good deed, as mentioned in the previous chapter, but there is no point in thinking about it. Because if the one who knows Brahma himself does not know, to whom should the fruit of one's actions be offered? Initially, the fruit of one's actions is the offering of yoga. Then, the fruits of actions are product, attainment, and formation. None of these four is true liberation. In reality, the soul is not born, is not acquired, is not died, is not attained by actions, the soul has no defects, and the liberation of the soul is not born of formation. Therefore, actions are not a means to salvation. The fruit of actions is wasted and will be wasted on its own. The example of happiness is your bliss in renunciation of actions. In one's sleep, there is no action. There is no Lord. There are no things. But one alone is the embodiment of happiness. In blissful sleep or in Nidra Yoga, one creates creation. What is the work of Brahma? The Ajaharisura, the veil of your mind, is hidden in sleep. He who knows the Garuda Mantra has no fear of snakes. He who is a yogi is not afraid of karma. For him who does not know the Garuda Mantra, the company of snakes is not good. For one who is a devotee, the company of karmic beings is not good. Just as all rivers flow into the ocean, all karmas naturally flow towards the yogi. The fruit of karma is like honey mixed with poison, and those who know it do not desire it. In the fruit of karma, there is a mixture of the unattached, Geethinkarana, of the true. The fault of karma that is unattached to Brahma, who is true, pure, and non-dual, is the blame. A person who does not separate this mixed samsara will be deprived of true happiness. Matters of sanskara, although it may seem cute at first, it will later become unpalatable. If a scorpion is stroked because it is cute, will it not be bitten? If a person associates with it because it is good, will the austerity of a yogi remain intact? Therefore, only when he abandons the good deeds that hinder his self-bliss and create the illusion of self, can a yogi attain pure liberation. If a horse is good, he can buy it even if it costs millions. Even if he is a good rider, if that horse has the quality of knocking him to the ground, he cannot buy it. Similarly, if there is a good deed that harms the yoga profession of becoming a pure Brahman, he should never embrace it. If a snake enters a house that he has built with good craftsmanship, ask yourself whether it is good or bad for him to live in it. The equal Brahman is the truth, the eternal bliss is the non-existent, and the evil samsara is the falsehood. The troublemaker, after knowing the form of action, which is better? Which is worse? Know it yourself and tell me. If honey tastes good but one has climbed onto the hilt of a sword, can one lick it? Can one lick the action of killing one's companions, in time, lust form, by pretending to have pleasure where there is no pleasure? A person who is not patient with this kind of sorrow cannot even dream of the gathering of a family, which is as miserable as a mountain. Similarly, if you desire a little pleasure in the family, your intellect will certainly become evil. The mind will play like a monkey in worldly matters. The more the accumulation of feminine things in the household, the more obstacles to the practice of yoga will increase. Therefore, for the experience of self-bliss, know that the pride of householdership is painful. 18. The consequences of good actions. O cave, even by good actions one gets harm is inevitable. Karma is caused by body odor. But as long as the body is thought to be itself, penances are inevitable. Even if one says, "What about me? I am happy," there is not without some odor or heat within oneself. Even in a dream, the smell that has entered the mind will shine and become virtuous. When one has shackles on one's feet, who but a fool would want to put a rope around one's neck again? Before marriage, when one is bound by the body's sense of being one's own, one marries for the pleasure of the body of a woman and ties the burden of another body's family around one's neck. I do not know what the glory of female intercourse is. What is the use of giving liquor to a monkey and telling it to drink? You just sit there. Does it help a person who is mad with a strong, harsh mind to drink datura seeds and say, "May you gain good intelligence"? Similarly, if one who is caught up in lustful actions is told, "Do good deeds, happiness will follow," will true yoga be fruitful for him? If there is no lustful mind, yoga will not be fruitful. How is it possible to avoid the blow of one's own head by putting one's head on one's shoulder? Having surrendered to the Lord, he suffers the blow of the fruit of karma, saying with his mouth, "I am a Brahmashil, I have fixed my mind on Brahman, I will establish the path of knowledge," and he continues to do business again and again. Such a person's entire goal cannot be settled in the Supreme Being with peace. Can a snake around his neck not bite him? Is it the saying of the true man that he will enjoy the bliss of Brahman by tying the noose of worldly attachment to his mind? How can the mind be purified when various odors such as body odor are attached to the image? Therefore, know that karma is difficult. A person without eyes can go and fall into ruin and hatred. But is it right for a person with 2 eyes to fall into hatred? Is it not a sin to let his eyes lead to hardship? Is it not foolish not to see the faults that are prevalent in worldly life with tears in his eyes? Therefore, know that it is harmful to perform good deeds even though you know it. Do not do bad deeds by doing bad deeds. Animals lose their lives by clinging to one and the same sensual desire. How can a man, using all 5 senses, remain alive and not die by wandering in various things? For example, a fish is corrupted by the dexterity of its tongue, a tree is corrupted by the smell of its nose, a lizard by the light of its secret, a snake by the smell of its ears, and a moth by the beauty of its eyes. If these animals are corrupted by the desire for each thing, how can the 5 senses, if they dwell on external things, remain uncorrupted? Is singing words in the season of beauty a means for a fool? If one goes out at night and sings, will those who sleep wake up? Can karma be linked to the attainment of Nirmala Yoga? Can a yogi desire the association of objects? Can Hatha Yoga be perfected while this world is raging? Can the self and the fickleness of the senses be lifted? If, within a aim, Janana Yoga, he abandons the knowledge of himself and tries to do good deeds in the form of association with sense objects, he is only a nuisance. 26. This association of samsara is not good. Let him become unattached right now. It is right not to know the tastes of the spices used in various dishes. But the work of making a paste of samsara and then washing it, is it happiness? Is it not better not to touch the mud before touching it with your hand and then washing your hand? Similarly, it is right that the yogi, when he enjoys the things of samsara without any impurity, does not pay attention to the suffering of things. But if the yogic practice is outward and the dirt of the senses catches the eye, the habit of beautifying it is not happiness. Therefore, it is good to be unattached before the association of the senses. In the previous chapter, when discussing the state of the soul sukkar, see page 225, I have explained with some examples that the perfect wise man, wherever he is a creature. But without supreme detachment, the unique bliss of soul sukkar cannot be experienced. Therefore, in the past, the aspirant must completely, 100%, abandon his attachment to himself and his attachment to good deeds. For example, mud does not stick to a potter's wheel, and if a hawk is placed in ashes, the ashes do not stick to it. Grease does not stick to the tongue of a ghee eater. Even if a lotus is in water, water does not coat it, and a cashew nut seed remains outside, not inside. The image of the sun does not get mixed up in the turbulent water, and even if it appears to move, Ravi is still there. Even if all these examples seem correct, do not forget that the struggle of life is difficult. For yoga, abandon auspicious deeds that are like death. Yoga cannot be fruitful without the addition of renunciation in deeds. There is no comparison between the fruit of yoga and the enjoyment of worldly pleasures. O hero, listen to the story of Janaka Raja. All deeds are the paths of unrighteousness. He lived with great asceticism. Like Janaka, who was pure and wise, free from life. What is the conduct of the deeds that recite the 4 words and tell the news of Brahma? 30. Conversation between Janaka Raja and the sages. O king, what is your aim in the duties and deeds of life? One day the sages came to the royal assembly and asked. To answer them, the king performed an experiment. He had a man brought by royal messengers and ordered his head to be shaved. The royal servants did so. Placing a basin on his head, filling it to the brim with water, the king said to his servants, "You, armed with swords, should lead this man through the royal streets in a royal procession. But beware, if a drop of water falls into the basin on his head, he must be beheaded on the spot. Let him return to the market and return here." The royal servants followed the man through the streets as ordered by the king. The wise man walked slowly, his whole focus on the water above his head. His focus was not on the royal envoys or the splendor of the crowd. He stood before the king triumphant in his task. King Janaka welcomed him with great joy and asked, "Sir, where was your focus from leaving here to returning?" The man said, "O royal sage, my focus was on the water. If I had walked carelessly, I would not have focused on your envoys who followed me to kill me. O king, please be patient. I knew that if the water overflowed and fell on the ground, I would have killed them, so I focused on the water without stopping." The sages in the assembly were impressed by the man's concentration and nodded their heads. King Janaka bid farewell to the man with royal dignity and told the sages, "Sir, the behavior of this man is the proof of the question you have asked. I will reign as a witness to all existences, focusing only on the Supreme Brahman. The one who is detached from all things is aware of existence. This is the work of knowledge." 33. O cave, it is very difficult and rare for ordinary ascetics to attain the knowledge of King Janaka. To attain a state like that of Janaka, one must first attain renunciation in the field of action, which is full of ego and attachment. As long as the desire for the yoga of good deeds remains in one's mind, one will not be troubled by troubles, fears, or worries. The path of renunciation is the path of happiness, fearlessness, and ease. There is no other wealth or happiness after renunciation. The one who is detached from Brahman, who is the form of Nityananda and inactive, has no ownership or association in any action. What other business does the man appointed by King Janaka, in the above example, have to do, since his supreme aim is to pour water on his head? When the karma of the Sati Sutra, the evil, has fallen on his neck, the disciple says, O Guru, Guru, from where should he get wisdom and detachment? When his mind is filled with worries of worldly life and the suffering of karma, how can he stand in the Brahman, blackened by his thoughts? Therefore, be careful that the fragrance of good deeds does not enter your mind. Cut away the bonds of karma with the sword of knowledge. O Kartike, just as there are two roads to a town, there are two paths to liberation, good deeds and abstinence. The path of abstinence is beautiful, simple, and wholesome. But the path of good deeds is painful. This dark path is difficult and treacherous for liberation. Those who walk here will be surrounded by thieves called Sati Sutras and will steal everything they have. Only the brave and courageous will defeat the thieves on the way and reach their home without giving them a chance to rob them. Those who are not brave and do not know the place they are going to will surely fall into the hands of thieves. Therefore, no one should believe in the path of good deeds of the poor as he believes in the path of renunciation. Through renunciation he will gain the inclination for salvation, and from it the strength of a knowledgeable Guru, and he will easily attain the eternal happiness of liberation. 38. A sheep eats only grass, a fox can eat all the sugarcane in the garden, and just as a sheep does not know the taste of sugarcane juice, so the workers do not know the happiness of renunciation. Only those who eat grass like sheep say that good deeds are noble. Truly, the yoga of renunciation is the ocean of noble happiness. The same Turiya, the fourth state of form, is the ocean of bliss. It is called Nisinga, Nirguna, Viriti. If you say with your mouth, Brahma Ahamasmi, that is, Brahman as I, will the hand of Maya simply disappear. Only when self-realization shines in your heart will the darkness of Maya disappear. When the pitch darkness is over, if you shout with your mouth, light me, my mother, will the darkness disappear. If you simply touch the lamp, the darkness will disappear on its own. Darkness cannot be destroyed without a lamp. The bond cannot be destroyed by the millions of shades of gold. The qualities of Srinigas, my friend, sexual actions are like 8-colored gold, it has 8 qualities, good actions are like 10-colored gold, it has 10 qualities. The knowledge of Turiya, born of Viriti, is 12-colored. Like gold, know that I am the eternally pure Buddha Brahman, the original gold, biscuit gold, stamped with the knowledge that I am. The path of abstinence is praise in general, the path of good deeds is the source of all sorrow and the cause of commotion. Therefore, the great ones abandon the path of abstinence and become free. Even you, by renouncing good deeds, become victorious. Spread your arms, if you become brave, you will become the 10-armed god. Do not doubt this. Renouncing all actions is best, if that is not possible, at least give up the company of women with no delusion. Be a celibate in your inner self. That is, walk towards bliss. This is in agreement with the path of the Arudha. The word Brahman spreads its hand, give up the company of women only. Practice the scriptures until all doubts are resolved. With undoubted knowledge you are the Paramahamsana. Destroy the odors. You become yourself. Become the son of a woman. Conquer the wheel of Shimshumara. May the universe, many powers, stand firm in you. May you always be happy, said Sambhashiva, blessing Shanmukha. This matter should not be told to the wicked, the misguided, those who have a mind full of confusion, those who have a heart full of hatred for wealth, those who are attached to external desires, those who are not kind to ghosts, those who are arrogant, those who cast out or capture ghosts, those who slander good people, the Chandalas, and those who are divided. This is the one who is free from the world, the radiant one, the giver of joy, the tree of happiness. This Raja Yoga is beautiful. It is the highest peak among the peaks of the Happy Yoga. This is the highest peak of the Happy Yoga peaks. This is the one who is free from the world, auspicious. My dear son, do not leave this. This is the true knowledge. This is the place of unity of Shiva and the living beings. In the dual battle of Karma and Viriti, the Virat Party, see the 44th chapter of the same purported teaching, Mohaviveka Yuddha. May you be victorious. Thus Umasutta, hearing the immortal voice of his father, said, O Shiva, what path will I take? Up to now, I have not had intercourse with a woman. In the future, however, I should not. Have intercourse with women, the root of the tree of samsara. I will attain virity by following the path of Raja Yoga, and thus, Vimamurti meditated on Sri Chidanandatma Guruvara in his mind. 47.